not the final word. Brexit is evolving, as global forces push Britain and Europe closer together. John Peet, Associate Editor, The Economist. The coming year will mark the 10th anniversary of David Cameron's 2016 Brexit referendum, the most seismic British political event of recent decades. It will also be the moment for the 5-yearly review of Boris Johnson's Trade and Cooperation Agreement of December 2020, under which Britain formally left the European Union in a hard Brexit that took it out of the single market, customs union, and free movement of people. So, you might expect there to be much discussion in 2026 of the consequences of the rupture and the future of Britain's relationship with Europe. And yet Brexit now comes remarkably low down on the political agenda. This is all the more surprising because opinion has clearly moved on since 2016. Rising disappointment with Brexit helped bring down 3 successive Tory prime ministers before Sir Keir Starmer's Labour landslide of July 2024. By erecting new non-tariff barriers, Brexit has hurt exports of goods and, to a lesser extent, exports of services. The initial assumption by the Office for Budget Responsibility that it would reduce GDP by around 4% still looks roughly correct. Not many voters have actually changed their minds since 2016, however. Instead, 2 other shifts have swung the balance of opinion against Brexit. Many older Leave voters have died, to be replaced by younger Remain supporters. And the undecided in 2016 now break strongly for Remain. As a result, opinion polls now find that as many as 56% of respondents believe Brexit was a mistake. Yet Brexit would not be simple to reverse, for 3 reasons. First, it is impossible to revert to the pre-2016 status quo. Britain would have to reapply for EU membership and negotiate its conditions, a tall order as Reform UK, and the Conservative Party would be strongly opposed. Britain would not regain its special budget rebate and might have to agree to join the euro. Second, the EU has changed significantly since 2016. It is far more active in foreign and security policy, uses more majority voting, and has a bigger budget that now includes significant borrowing. And third, there is little desire to reopen a painful debate. Instead, Sir Keir's government is pursuing pragmatic ways to move closer to the EU, often surreptitiously. The process began under Rishi Sunak with the revised Northern Ireland Protocol, which sought to reduce non-tariff barriers between post-Brexit Great Britain and the province, which remains in the EU single market for goods. Sir Keir is trying to reduce trade barriers further by aligning with EU food and phytosanitary standards, and signing up to common energy and environmental rules. The geopolitical situation bolsters the case for closer cooperation with the EU. Russia's war with Ukraine, Donald Trump's erratic second presidency, Middle East tensions, all make a stronger common European response more urgent. The need to rely less on America's security guarantee and more on European defense spending points in the same direction. Post-Brexit Britain may wish to improve links with America and Canada, and with the Asia-Pacific region. Yet it is once again a key player in European defense and security. Where might the relationship go? It helps that the EU is more relaxed than it was. Early fears that Brexit might encourage other countries to leave have mostly evaporated. The EU still wants to protect the integrity of its single market, but it is more open to allowing non-members to cherry-pick bits of it. New forms of partial membership of the club, Swiss-style, may seem more acceptable as the EU considers its further expansion eastwards. Even sustaining the free movement of people across borders is a less neuralgic obsession now that several EU countries have quietly reimposed border controls. Further ahead is the possibility of quite different forms of relationship. Non-members such as Norway and Iceland are reopening long-dormant debates about possible EU membership. The Western Balkans, Moldova, and Ukraine all want closer links with the club that might for a long time fall short of full membership. Different patterns of relations could emerge that might suit Britain better than hard Brexit. In retrospect, the 2016 referendum may come to be seen not to have permanently settled Britain's place in the European project. The relationship will keep evolving, sometimes in unpredictable directions. And for the next few years, that is likely to push the two sides closer together, not further apart.